Hello students, today we will take up tenses. The word tense means time. Tense of a verb shows the time of action or event. A verb that refers to present time is said to be in the present tense. As for example, I write a letter. A verb that refers to past time is said to be in the past tense. As for example, I wrote a letter. A verb that refers to future time is said to be in the future tense. As for example, I shall write a letter. Thus we see that there are three main tenses: present tense, past tense and future tense. And each of these tenses are further divided into four parts: simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. Similarly, the past tense is also divided into four parts: simple past, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Future again is divided into four: simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense and future perfect continuous tense. So today we will do simple present tense. Simple present tense is used to express habitual action. As for example, I drink tea in the morning. The word drink suggests the habit of drinking tea every day in the morning. I get up every day at 5 o'clock. My watch keeps right time. So these words suggest habitual action. Secondly, simple present tense is used to express general truths. As for example, the sun rises in the east. So it is a universal fact, a general truth, that it always rises in the east. Honey is sweet. Fortune favors the brave. Next point is that in exclamatory sentences beginning with here and there to express what is actually taking place in the present. As for example, here comes the bus. There she goes. Sometimes to express a future event that is a part of a fixed timetable or fixed program, we use the present simple tense. As for example, the next flight is at 7 o'clock tomorrow. The match starts at 9 o'clock. Again, another example is the train leaves at 5:20 p.m. So these suggest some future or fixed timetable or fixed program, and instead of taking future tense, simple present tense is used. Sometimes simple present tense is also used to introduce quotations. As for example, Keats says, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever." Next comes the present continuous tense, and we will see that the present continuous tense is used for an action which is going on at the time of speaking. As for example, she is singing now. Right at this time, she is singing. It is also used for a temporary action which may not be actually happening at the time of speaking. As for example, I am reading David Copperfield, but right now I am not reading, or I am not reading at this moment. Then we see that for an action that has already been arranged to take place in the near future. As for example, I am going to the cinema tonight. My uncle is arriving tomorrow. So instead of using future tense, we also use present continuous tense. It has been pointed out before that the simple present is used for habitual action. However, when the reference is to a particular obstinate habit, something which persists, for example, in spite of advice or warning, we use the present continuous tense with adverbs like always, continuously, constantly, etc. My dog is very silly. He is always running out on the door. The following verbs, on account of their meaning, are not normally used in continuous form. As for example, verbs of perception like see, hear, smell, notice, recognize. Verbs of appearing, as for example, appear, look, seem, etc. And verbs of emotions, want, wish, desire, like, hate, hope. Now coming to the third point, that is present perfect tense, we will see that this tense is used to indicate completed activities in the immediate past with just. As for example, he has just gone out. It has just struck 10. To express past actions whose time is not given and not definite. As for example, have you read Gulliver's Travels? I have never known him to be angry. Mr. Hari has been to Japan. To describe past events when we think more of their effect in the present than of the action itself. As for example, Gopi has just eaten all the biscuits. I have cut my finger. I have finished my work. To denote an action beginning at some time in the past and continuing up to the present moment, often with since and for, we use present perfect tense. And we will see that I have known him for a long time. So, I have known him for phrase is used. He has been ill since the last week. We haven't seen Padma for several months. The following adverbs or phrases can also be used with present perfect. As for example, never, ever, till, now, yet, already, today, this week, this month, etc. Coming to the present perfect continuous tense, we will see that the present perfect continuous tense is used for an action which began at some time in the past and is still continuing. As for example, he has been sleeping for 5 hours and he is still sleeping. They have been building the bridge for several months. Means they started building the bridge several months before and still the work of construction is going on. They have been playing since morning. They started playing in the morning and since morning they are still playing. They have been playing. This tense is also sometimes used for an action already finished. In such cases, the continuity of the activity is emphasized as an explanation of something. Why are your clothes so wet? And the answer will be, I have been watering the garden.